Okay, guys, welcome back.
Hello. Again.
Yes, welcome back. So, and continue our meetup. Yeah, this is kind of frustrating sometimes because you're in the middle of the conversation and then suddenly cut off your speech.
We can manage. I think if it wouldn't be better if each of us would choose one point and talk about it, because it would be much efficient, I think. Because I, for example, like one point, another person liked another point, and talking about one point by everybody. Sorry, it
It's
is
okay. It's okay.
repetitive. It is repetitive. It's
Uh-uh.
the,
Yes.
the five person don't know what to do, what to talk about, because it was all told.
Yeah. So, we're mm, we're just waiting for them. Let's wait for them. Five. Waiting. Oh. Okay, there you go. There now. Okay, they're back. Okay, welcome back, guys.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to our meetup. Uh, it's it's
Hi.
terrible. Yes.
So yeah, well, how many hours are 400 minutes?
You mean we only have 40 minutes? 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's one session per rule, so we need 12 sessions of 40 minutes each. So yeah, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
do
okay. It's free.
it.
Yeah. It's okay.
No, I think you're right, Adeline. Maybe I should select the rules we're gonna discuss.
Yeah.
So I
If
don't
I
know.
may suggest, Frank,
Of
maybe
course.
each of us should choose the favorite point and answer the favorite first, and then we can make repetitions.
Yeah,
Mm.
I guess it's great. It's fair enough.
Yeah, maybe we can vote.
No, it's a
Yeah.
waste of time.
Okay,
Uh,
let's continue. Frank?
yeah, so you go first, Tom. You just select your rule, I guess.
So if I have the privilege to choose the rule, I would choose don't compare yourself to another person, but compare yourself to yourself from the past, because it is the more safe way of comparing. Because when you compare yourself to the other, you may stay as a boasting person, or as an alternative you may stay a bitter person. If you compare to the worse people, you may stay a very boasting and very full of um, uh, and when you compare to the better, you may stay as a bitter. And during this lecture, it was fine example. I told it about it in my video. It was from the practice of this Mr. Peterson. It was like that it was a student. He was his patient, and he was suffering from his for hanging out with his roommate in dormitory in the student's time, and he was suffering because this his roommate was uh, far much better than he was. He was very brilliant. He was very successive in learning, and this suffering patient wondered why he couldn't be like this roommate. And after some times, it turned out that this roommate was Elon Musk. So it was no wonder that this patient was suffering from a comparison to this person. And it is very, so it is example how dangerous it is comparing ourselves to other. And it is better, much better, to see in the past and compare myself to myself from the year before or even day before. Because when you make such a comparison, it is very productive. You can improve yourself, you can make actions, learning from your errors which you have done, and you can set a goals. Goals could be very very general or could be very close goals, and the general goal could be divided to small goals which are achievable, which are far easy to achieve, and so you cannot be you cannot be frustrated for not reaching the goal. When you set small goals, you can achieve each one by one, and you will never notice when you have achieved a lot. And this setting of goals, I think it is one of the most precious advice from this book, I think. And that's all. That's for me.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Adeline, what do you think? What rule are you gonna select?
Okay, so for me, I will go for number 3. What is that? Can you
Okay.
make friends?
Yeah, make friends with people who want the best for you.
Yeah. So I totally agree with these rules that you have to be aware. If you are making friends, you have to be aware of those negative people around you that might cause you a bad influence and won't give you a good was that insight of your life. You have to be aware of those. You have to be get rid of those people, because I also have friend before always gossiping other friends behind her back, so it's really terrible. So I totally avoid her, and then I never contact her anymore, because I always hear every time always bad things about, always talking about someone's behind her
Yeah,
back. So
lago
it's
sa
really
kuan yes be bangko. Kato lang gamay.
hmm?
1 second. Yeah, I can mute her.
Yeah.
Do it,
And
please.
also, guys, you have to be what's this? When people always keep talking like negative, I also notice also my people around me, like my mom, when she talked, when she started talking negative stuff, I just ignore her, and then I just go to my room. And yes, you don't have to be listen all those bad stuff,
Rosine, why?
you influence always negative thinking. So yeah, that's my opinion. Make friends that people always give you a good influence in your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
great.
noted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you were with rule number 3. Tomuel went with rule number 4. I think this one is important. Both of them are important because you can't compare yourself with others,
Mm-hmm.
period. And you have to select wisely who are you gonna be with,
Yeah.
especially if you're friends, because your family you can choose them or you can choose your friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So
So
next one
this
is
one is
Lee. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you, Adeline? Can you give me?
I
Can you
think
make me host?
your mic maybe. I think.
No, it's yeah. That's fine.
Uh.
Yeah, Lee, you can
Yeah,
select your
yeah.
rule.
Okay, I'll go for the rule number 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient.
Great.
Because it's quite a deep insight for me. And I think normally people could choose their career based on their strength or their interest, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about happy all the time. But it also is what can make you feel you can bring value and bring like value to the world, and that what make your life more meaningful. So I think this is very important for us to realize that because from what I observe, not everyone likes their job, but even people who like their job, they also like 100% of what they're doing, right? For example, people have a job of a teacher. They think that they can bring value into their students, but actually, that's there are still some aspects that they don't like. For example, like some administration or some for, like they have to grade uh, the the documents, the materials, or prepare the materials for the students. So it's hard to say that they enjoy 100% of their jobs. So I think uh, people are gonna suffer, but it deserves, but it is meaningful, deserves their suffering, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah. So I think it's more important for us to focus on the meaningful of the career instead of the interest or the happiness of the job. So that's what I have for now.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Leah, are you here?
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I
Hello.
can I can hear you now. So, do you have access to the list of the 12 rules? I mean, can you select one that you think it resonates more with you the most? Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna move on with Al now because Laszlo is not here. Leah, when she comes back, I can give you another people's spot, I guess. So yeah.
No.
Al. Leah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I will choose number 2. Rule number 2 is telling us that only ourselves that can help us in facing our life and achieving the goals that we set. It tells us that we are responsible for our life. If we want it to be happy, we can do it on our own, or we can make it our life like now. Yes, the lead of God is there, but we must work before He can bless us. That's rule number 2.
Uh-huh. Yeah, got it.
Oh.
Okay, so you have time to talk more if you want. Or are you done? Okay, I guess you're done because I can hear you. Yeah, okay. Let's move on with Al now. You can select your
the
rule
rule
and
that I
talk
want
about
to
it.
explain. Okay, so I'm gonna pick number 8. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. It's tricky. I mean, we can be 100% like fully honest to everybody, but I think what I'm trying to do is not telling everything a lie. I mean, when you tell a lie, you have to follow that. You have to build that lie. You have to keep moving with that lie, from one lie into two lies, three lies, and etc. So yeah, and you have to remember your lies, absolutely, because if you don't, other people still remember that, and you have to remember it. And it's just really hard how your brain can access something that is not true, and you build that lie. You might forget what do you say. And so I think for me myself, when I don't want to tell the truth, what I'm trying to do is at least I don't say everything. For example, I just say 8 out of 10 of the truth, but I don't like, I just not being open to all of them. So that's what I'm trying to say. Do I
Good.
have still time? Oh, I still have time.
I still, yeah, almost a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't know what to say.
That's fine. If you don't have anything else to say, I can say that it's a like uh, creating a web of lies in our heads is like a
Yeah,
waste of time and work for our brain, because we have to work harder to make a lie
yeah,
to actually tell the truth.
exactly. And from
Yeah.
one another, you might lie to one person, you might forget it, and then to another one, you make another lie again, and you build another lies to everybody, and you might forget them all.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
All right, Jermaine, are you there?
Yeah, I want to talk. I want to talk back about the points Leah mentioned earlier. It's about the meaningful. Pursue what is meaningful.
Okay.
For me, meaningful means different things for different person. For example, I've been a nurse. So I think my work is very meaningful. But for example, for a musician, the music is meaningful for other people because music can make a person channelize her energy, channelize her emotion. So music is also meaningful for some other person. So it depends on what you mean by meaningful. So I'm clear about this point. And one other point I want to mention, maybe Leah can explain a little bit more about what do she think about what is meaningful. And another point I want to mention is about rule number 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. It talk about how you parenting your children, but it did not mention about how you discipline your children. So I want somebody maybe can explain a little bit more or may
Oh,
express their opinion.
I'd like to, if I could.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Okay, this is what I think about the parenting style. I know this is quite confusing. I think actually I also upload a video about this. So one parenting style is permissive. One parenting style is authoritarian. So one permissive is where the parents are too loose. They don't really care about what the children do. So they just let the children do what they want. And it might be just less care, less supervision. And the other one is authoritarian, and which is too tight. So the parents give too many rules, and it makes it's like you hold the children too tight, and the more you hold it, the more you lose it. And so it makes the children not growing. I mean, what can I say here? It's really, really hard to say that. I think what Jordan tried to say, that both of them are gonna destroy the kid from the permissive. When the children is like doesn't get enough attention, doesn't get enough supervision, they can end up very bad in bad society or toxic relationship, anything like that, or even drugs. From the other side, the authoritarian side, when the parents are too tight, or sometimes they just love their children a lot, but they don't really understand them in a way that they want to be understood, and that's why the communication like broken, and both of them are not good. And I think, in my opinion, and what children try to say is like be in the middle of between not too loose and not too tight. somewhere between when you can give enough love, enough supervision, and yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, a balance, definitely.
Yes, yes.
All right. So next one is Anastasia.
Oh, me?
Yes.
So sometimes connection. I wanna talk about the rule number 11. Don't
Mhm.
bother children while they are skateboarding. Because I think, especially in my opinion, that I will talk about Russia because like this is my home country. This mentality for me it was really so strange when I saw mothers with sons. And for example, if son wanna take something, she just give him this one, these things. And it's not important. Maybe it could be bad for him, but he started to cry and he like became to be a god. I completely don't agree with this opinion, with these things, because I think that each of us has special things to do. And do you hear me? Because sometimes you're frozen.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, thanks. And for me, for example, we in my country we have like maybe 60% women and only 40% men, and like you can understand that's completely different relationships. Mothers prefer to save their sons, and for example, if one girl outside has a problem with criminal, I don't know, like guys, he preferred to save himself the first. He doesn't think about girl. It happened uh, so often, and they became to be like a women sometimes, you know. And yes, it's like I don't mean like a special operation like medicine, but mentality, like something like this. And unfortunately now we lose special rules for women and for men. And I would like to save these kind of things, you know, like for men and for women, because in another case it could be opposite, like women like a man but men like a women. My god, it's so confused, I think. Like it's happened so often because it depends on location, you know, and of history. In my case, in my country, in the Second World War, we had like a lot of men were killed one day, and women had to make a lot of money. Like, but boys like were like a stars maybe sometimes. And unfortunately, even now we continue to save it in our world. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's really deep. I mean, I think that an event like that can affect you in many generations to come. I guess
Yes,
that's what you
exactly. It
mean,
came
right?
to us from them.
Yeah.
Exactly, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Christian. Christian. Okay.
Okay. I would say that the guys in your speech, uh, I think is important because we have to face up the situation, the environment, or problems, and we have to get prepared about what we are going to do in the short future, at least, and to have something also, for example, with our goals. If we want to do something, we have to put in it and start doing something to achieve it, because everyone has goals, but it's so different to do something and just to talk and talk and talk over and over again. So we have to confront the reality, and because we used to go away of it, and and we procrastinate also the things because we are afraid of our future. But sometimes we have um, to get a plan or to get something to do it, because it's the only way that we are going to get to get something to achieve our goals or whatever we want. And or for example, we're talking about be practicing our speech directly, and also yeah, we can talk very directly, but sometimes we can maybe hurt the other person. But if we want to express something, we have to look for the way that we are going to be polite, or at least nomad, and in this way we are going to achieve maybe don't lose or don't hurt the other person, and to have a good relationship. And but mainly I think it's more meaningful in the real life, in the normal life, with our acts, with our actions. So
Great.
I think it's that.
Cool. Next, oh, where is? Okay, so I is suing left. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, Evie is next now.
Okay, I will discuss about the role.
You can discuss any role
Okay.
besides one, besides number one, because we talk about that.
So I will also discuss about the role for compare yourself with who you are yesterday, not which who someone else is today. I think it's a subject so present nowadays, through the social networks. Like, I think that when you use so much social networks, you are biased to compare with the other person than yourself. Like the person wake up and just see what the other persons are doing. You know, uh, mailing the Instagram, I think, cause photos is easier to compare by photos, and like you can use the life of the other people to inspire you, but you have to take care about it. You know, it's something you can do it. It's like document your achievements, make notes or a diary, to see your own evolution. Do the week, what do you do, what the achieves you get it. So I think a way to compare about yourself.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Now I guess it's Tom again.
I will return to the child issue because it attracts me. I think it's one of the most important problem which were talked about here. And there are, to be true, two rules. Do not let children do anything that makes you dislike them. And the second rule, do not bother children when they skateboarding. And I think it is similar, because treating of the children is the probe of the quality of the society, because how you treat the children, your future will be like that. If you are too strict, too authoritarian, but this will be not good for them, and otherwise letting them what they want to do, permissive treating, it's also wrong. But the most wrong, I think, is the state which parents are so-called helicopter parents, and they are flying over the children and watching what dangerous could be for them, and they try to isolate to prevent their children for any danger, and not exposing children to dangers to the dangerous facts to evil people will cause that the children they have not chance to learn how to deal with hard things, how to deal with difficulties, how to deal with hard reality, and they are not tempered, they are not toughened in their life, and when there is a time when the parents passed away, they are like a children still, because they are not they haven't created uh, right behaviors against the difficulties of world. So this is very important for me. And the other thing is the it's the brought up children in the right way. And the test, as he said in this lecture, the test which child is well brought up is if the children from the school, from the class, wants to play with your children, with your child. If other children wants to play with your child, it's okay, because it means that this child is socially well prepared to the life, and it is ready to interact with people on the partnership, on the partnership. But when other children don't want to play with your child, it could be, it is not a general rule, but it could be a sign that you're treating that in your family something is wrong, that you are not uh, um, that you are not good parent simply. So that's for me.
Great. Okay, Eileen? Yeah, you're mute. Can you, okay.
All right, so since I am a mom, so I'll go for the rule number, what is this? I cannot see, guys. I'm checking on it because Tom also mentioned before.
Either
Number 8.
five, either five
Number
or
8.
10 or
Okay,
11.
number 5. Yes, do not
Mhm.
let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Mhm. Because yes, try to discipline your kids, especially nowadays. We all most parents let their kids to play or use the digital stuff like tablet or phones, let them to watch YouTube all the time, so because they don't have time to spend their kids to play, spend time to play with them. So there's it happens to me, guys, before. This story, I think I mentioned already this story to Anastasia because we always have meet up. And yes, my daughter, because before she is really addicted with her tablet. And there's a time that we fight because she's too stubborn and I cannot control her. I supposed to let her to stop watching her shows, her YouTube, because she has to go to bed early. But we're fighting. She's crying and she said, "Mommy, please give me my phone." So that's why I hit her. And then I felt really terrible. And then it caused trouble for us as a mom and daughter. So what I did, I hide her tablet. And then I just told her that I just lent to my friend. And then when she got back home, she's looking her
So
phone.
you're telling a lie.
Yeah, I tell her a lie to control her addiction. So I just told her, no, I just lent to my friend. And she's really terrible. She felt really angry and crying. "Mommy, please give back my tablet. I cannot live without my tablet." Huh? I surprised. What? Okay, you choose. Which do you like? Which do you want? Who's important, your tablet or your mom? She's crying. "Mommy, I'm so sorry."
Wow.
So yeah, until
Wow.
I just hide her tablet in my drawer, and then she's keep asking me, "Mommy, when can I have my tablet?" I just said, maybe later on, because your aunt still needed, my friend, still using it. Maybe when you go to elementary school, she'll give back to you. And then until now, maybe she forgot, and then she's not looking anymore. So we have to discipline our.
Maybe she's using another tablet from her friend. It didn't let you know.
Always give it to her because I
Uh,
only shows to her my phone. Sometimes I let her to use my phone, but I just give her time limit. Okay, you can watch my phone, but just 30 minutes and then get back to me. And then yeah, I
Very
control
good.
addiction.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question to ask you for you and Tom. So what about you? If your child go to a university which is not so good, are you willing to pay money to let her get into a famous university like most of the parents do?
If I can afford, why not? But if I can't, I just send her to the best school that she can learn for her future life. But if it's hard for you to pay those tuition fee, why you should have to send your kids to the famous or really high institution that you cannot afford? You're having struggling to pay those tuition fee, right? So we have to be practical in our other
I
lives.
mean, I mean, I mean, in the states, some parents prefer to pay the Bible to the university in order to get their children into the famous university. What do you think about it?
Yes, if you can afford, you can send it. Why not, right? To get a good education of your children. But if you're having hard time, especially you have financial problems, then you have to be practical. As long as your kids finish in the institution.
Okay, we have under 2 minutes. Sobin, are you here?
Subin.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, you can. Well, we don't have too much time of the meeting yet. Later.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't see the topic. What is the topic?
Yeah, the topic is the weekly topic is we are discussing a summary of the book 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson.
Okay,
And yeah,
okay,
yeah, we have been discussing the rules so
okay.
far, and you were here earlier, but then you left. Now you came back, but
Yeah, yeah.
we are
Because
about
it's my internet. My internet is not good right now. My internet is at the final stage. I have only a small uh, uh means gigabytes for using this internet.
all
If
right.
it lost, I
The,
will.
the, the, the
Yeah.
meeting is about to finish because of time restrictions. But
Okay.
wait,
You may
wait, wait,
you may
wait a
finish.
minute. Wait 1 minute after they finish, and then rejoin using the same link. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone who is staying interested
Okay.
in joining.
All right.
So yeah.
You can keep talking. Why not?
Yeah, please.
Everyone free. Talk for 1 minute left.
4 minutes
20,
left.
Yeah.
20
59,
seconds. 20
58,
seconds.
57.
So let me talk
Countdown.
about my children's story about
Yeah,
meaningful.
sure.
Because
Okay.
sometimes it's difficult for our parents to decide what is meaningful for a child.